Hi, dear CMO of San Francisco Airport. Today I will present you the recommendations for San Francisco Airport to achieve your goal. The analysis and report is done by Group Alpha, including Xunren Dai, Yue Wu, and me, Kaixiang Zhuang. In this presentation, I will cover the context and need, frame questions, solutions, and the progress to get the solutions, and the end will be the conclusion and recommendations. And now let's start with context and need. San Francisco Airport is trying to be the ranked #1 by passengers as an international gateway airport and to be the airport of choice of premium passengers. However, the goal is still not yet being reached. I'm here to help you to reach that goal. Airport Surveys Quality Survey is standard method in the industry to measure passenger satisfaction, which is the most important factors of airport ranking. In this case, we are trying to utilize the report to generate some insights and recommendations for you. Then comes our framed questions. To solve the problems, we have to know the problems first. And the frame questions we came up with are showed on the right side of the slide. And about the first questions, according to the ASQ survey, we find that the rating of food and store are relatively lower than the total rating. And these two factors could be the ones who hold the airport back. So to confirm this assumption, we want to know if the rating of food and stores affect the overall rating or if there are any other variables who have greater effects on the overall rating. And for the second questions, we want to know if different demographic segments will have the same rating on food and stores. So through these questions, we may find out who will be our target customers, and in other words, who will be the premium passengers. And for the last questions, we want to see if there are any differences between international passengers and domestic passengers, as we are an international airport and we want to be the choices for international passengers. So that's important to see if there are any differences. So to solve these questions, we will use the method on the left side. They will be the factor analysis, correlation matrix, one-way ANOVA, and also some tabulations to show the insights. Before the details, let's see what is the solution. There are three conclusions. The first one is restaurant, shops, cleanliness, and the experience to getting to and through the airport have effects on the overall rating of San Francisco Airport. And the second one is different demographic segments of passengers have a different rating of restaurants and stores. And the third one is different rating between international and domestic passengers were caused by experience of getting to and through the airport and the information booths, but not restaurant or stores. So based on the conclusions, we have such recommendations. The first one is we should have more restaurants and shops to our target customers, and these restaurants and stores should meet the demand of them. And the second recommendation is that we should improve all the signage in the airport for international passengers who are our important customers. And the final recommendation is we should keep the restrooms clean, as the reason will show in the next slides. Let's see how we get the result. Our first analysis is factor analysis. We run the analysis excluding Q7 or Q7 food and Q7 store to group variables into a few. Based on the factor analysis, we have 5 factors. Factor 1 is basically the rating of infrastructure of San Francisco Airport. Factor 2 is the rating of cleanliness. Factor 3 is the information boost. Factor 4 is the experience of getting to and through the airport. And factor 5 is the cleanliness rating of the vehicle in the airport. Then we run a multivariate analysis to get the correlation matrix shown on the right. We can tell that Q7, or which is the overall rating, is highly correlated with cleanliness, the experience of getting to and through the airport, food and store, which answer our first question. The second question is answered by a series of ANOVA analysis. At first, we run a contingency table of the rating among different age of group. It seems younger generation whose age are below 24 tend to give a higher rating of food and store, and people of age between 35 to 54 tend to give a lower rating. Besides, we can see female will give higher scores. So for confirming this finding, we do several F-tests on food and store by gender and age. The result shows that gender does make a difference. F-score on food by gender is 6.93 and the p-value is lower than 0.05, which means two gender groups are significantly different on rating food. Same as store by gender, and both tests shows that female will give a higher score on food and stores. So for different age groups, F-test failed on food by age. However, it passed on store by age, so which means different age of group are significantly different on rating the stores. And the result shows that people of 35 to 54 tends to give a lower rating on the stores. We use the same method to answer the third question. We find international passengers have no differences with domestic passengers on rating the food and store, but the overall rating in those two groups are different. And we assume that we can see that is driven by the experience of getting to and through the airport and the information boosts. To get more information, we run tabulations on all commands passengers gave. On the left is their commands on food and drink. We can see they want more restaurants, they want more healthier food, they want cheaper restaurants, and they want Starbucks or other coffee chain. And in the middle is the commands on signage and information. Among these, we learned that passengers want more clear signs, want more larger signs, and also they need navigation, such as they need more maps in the airport, and also they don't want security check between flights. And on the right is the commands on cleanliness. Among these commands, most customers think San Francisco Airport is clean or is cleaner than other airports. However, they still not satisfied with the restroom. They still think restroom is not clean. Based on the analysis, we have such conclusions. The first one is add more restaurants and stores to our target customers. And the second one is to improve all the signs for our international passengers particularly. And the last one is make the restrooms clean. Thank you for your listening.